Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Ultros, where I went ahead and did it, and I did it in the way that we all knew I was going to end up doing it. Just building a great big staccato plant with a bunch of grafting from other plants all the way up here to the statue, which I think is maybe the last actual connection objective on the entire map. I feel like we've gotten everywhere that we need to get. All of the statues on the map are eyes open. Although, this is interesting. There is still actually an area that we've not been to yet. That feels like it needs to get resolved. Okay, maybe we'll need to, maybe we need to figure that out. And I suppose, like, you know, the connection, the network barely touches this area. I don't know that it needs to, because the Shamasol for the area is right there. But I don't know, maybe it's a thing worth considering. I'll go over here and have a look at this stuff after. But for right now, let's see what our reward is. As sun-thirsty plants, we ache to rise. We urge and strive to climb. Sure. It's a mycelium. That's it. I mean, it's a beautiful room, but also, it's a mycelium. I mean, what else could it have been, right? There's very little else that is available. There is also a ledge above this that we've never managed to get onto. And I suppose, you know, that's a problem that is solvable with the help of plant. I could get up there. It's just a memory, but, like, memories are interesting. Alright, let me, This is a trick I figured out, far later than I might have liked. You don't actually need to graft the bulbs all the time. Only the bulbs create connection points, but you can actually just graft leaf matter, and it's not one bit at a time like it is with the Ubarba stems. If you cut some leaves and attach them elsewhere on the plant, they'll do this thing. They'll just, like, they will really, really flourish. So I'm going to grow some leaf stuff out here. We'll go get a, like a Moomin bloom. We'll attach it to something, and then yeah, then we'll have that. I feel like I probably don't need these ones over here as much. Just clip something from there and add it to, like, this bug is kind of freaking me out, but there we go. That's probably about the right spot. Yeah, that looks perfect, actually. Okay, so they've made this one very difficult to get. It does make me wonder if it will be, like, particularly interesting, but also thinking like that might be signing myself up for some disappointment. That's a possibility. Ow. And, you know, ultimately, like, the downside here is there are still plenty of live barb bulbs in that bush, and I don't remember where they all are. All right, let's go grab a Moomin stalk from somewhere, a Moomin bloom from somewhere. Gardener? These ones haven't grown back their blooms, which is kind of weird. There's still this to figure out, too. That's interesting. Yeah, there are some... Okay, there are some unexplored corners yet. Well, let's go to Gardener's Place. We have compost. I have continued to gather compost as we've passed it. So we can just compost one of these Moomins into giving up a bulb and then... Or giving up a bloom. Is it faster to go over? It probably doesn't matter. It's probably not different enough in terms of speed to worry about it. Come here, you. Okay, there we go. Alright, go ahead and regrow. And better luck this time. Alright, so we'll just climb back up real quick, check out that memory, and then we'll do some other stuff. I'll probably just take back the Moomin Bloom immediately after we use it here, because it seems like it's probably useful with what we intend to do in the other place as well. Alright, this thing does still generate just a little bit of light, and it is still possible to get caught. So, you know, I gotta be a little respectful. No, I tried really hard, of course. Oh, right, this isn't one where you jump. This is... I tried really hard to be cautious planting these bulbs here in places where they wouldn't harm me. But, you know, there's only so much you can do, right? That should be high enough, right? Hey, it's that room we opened. A myth from the stars, a tale of a long-forgotten saint. They sent us the first mother. An empty potential about to be birthed into existence, but it was greeted with short-sightedness. Reincarnated as fit and proper, but never aware. Dictated from beyond by blessed ignorance and idle hands. I'm going to be honest with you, that didn't clarify very much for me. Alright. Let's snatch this back up and head out of here. Alright, back to Gardener's Place to see if we can figure out a way to use our knowledge of the plants and our small supply of, what do you call it? A small supply of compost to get up into that upper left corner. Actually, you know what? Also, while we're doing this, just really quickly, I have like 2 mycelia, I think. I guess? Juggled enemies is like the least interesting one. That is definitely the last node we open. Wow. Okay, gotta put some orange in the bar. There we are, Galva yarn. A little Galva yarn will do ya, as they say. Alright, I think we actually have all of the nodes open now. This is a thing that I thought was maybe worth doing. So right now, our red and blue nutrition are not as high as I would like them to be, though. River hearts, right? Actually, wilding kernels are excellent for this. But yes, also river hearts. Do the hex troops help? The hex troops help with the blue, which is good because I have a billion of it. All right. So let us very quickly here. That was clumsy. I can usually get that. Well, it's not a big deal if we can't. We can just go back the other way. Or we can go around, I mean. But it is a little annoying. That one looked like it should have been sufficient, didn't it? Alright, fine. We'll go around. I don't know what the value would be of planting something in the ceiling in that area. This has somehow closed itself again. I want to go up here. Okay, so what do we want to, like, how do I approach this? Is it just a matter of, like, get a staccati and do the cuttings and everything? There we go. Because we could grow a staccati into that space for sure. Yeah, I wish there was a place to grow stuff over here so that we could use like a more interesting strategy. But no, that really does feel like the thing. The other thing we could try to do is like grow a new barba up and then graft what we have here onto it. That might be a good idea. Let's try that. I'm not sure. Do I have a staccati on me? I might have thrown my last one in there. Obviously, there's lots of places where we can go get more. It wouldn't be the end of the world. A wilding seed. Well, can I get up onto... I can get up onto this from over here, right? I think. Probably not, actually, it looks like. Yeah, okay, so... but we know we can get around to here and then drop down. So we have a path. So I don't need to grow whatever I grow here doesn't have to grow in such a way that it gets me up there. So I wonder if the smart thing to do is just like a wilding seed, because we know the wilding seed will grow very, very fucking tall if it's given a little bit of love. Wow, yeah, that's pretty good. So we only have 2 compost on us now, but I certainly know where we can get more. That's probably sufficient though, right? Let's go have a look. And your cowardice is legendary. killing me out here with this, you know? Wait, I don't actually have a way up here. You know, I thought I remembered having a way up here, but maybe I'm mistaken. Well, while we're up here, let's grab this, because we're going to need it. Yeah, I could have sworn I remembered, because we got up here. That's why we can see it all. Well, I don't know what the hell I did. That really seems like it should work, doesn't it? Okay. Well, am I allowed to climb the tree? I'm not allowed to climb the tree. Well, it's not that tall. Let's... a movement here plus a compost, if we need it, should be enough to get us up there easily. And it looks like we're probably going to need it. Yeah, growth is not what it used to be. You know what? Sure. Here's your connections. Alright, so you just have to graft this onto a position where it's not going to break too much. And is it a mycelium? Well, it's certainly more space than I was expecting. It's a mycelium! Yay! It's also a memory. That's what's accessed from over there. Well, now that's very interesting. Nope, don't. There we go. So we don't need this anymore. I suppose since we're over here, we may as well see if we can get that too. So it is definitely intended to be reached from this side. And there's nothing over here to grow into it. So you're supposed to grow something here and then hang the... well, wilding seed's wrong, but maybe like a Devodaru? These things kind of have a mind of their own. Or, you know what? They used to have a mind of their own. I might be able to influence their mind now. Because we got this sprayer. What if we just tilted the whole plant kind of this way? I mean, I tilted the leaves. I tilted the trunk a little bit while it was growing. It seems like once it's up all the way, maybe that's a tall order. But do I think... Yes, I do think that we've got a position here where we can do this thing. I just need to... I'd love to get it over here. Can I look upward a little bit? There we go. Right, the plant artificially arcs down because the thing's trying to grow either up or down. There we go. Gardener talked to a plant yesterday, a tiny sprout. It showed Gardener the secret of how to wash away all worries about the wants of others. This achievement, the company of nature, is its own reward. The sodality can stick to their own part of the woods, pun intended. Time for gardener to take care for gardener. Yeah. Interesting. An idea that he has somewhat hidden away. He feels maybe not the greatest about this. I'm actually going to go ahead and scoop that again. We're never going to need to go back over there, and you know, it's a useful plant part. So at this point, we're not all that far from this stuff. Well, let me do something up. I'll see you over there in just a moment. Okay, and here we are in the middle of the Temple of Motherhood, where actually there's a lot of walls that are not fully resolved. We're right above... Okay, that wall's fully resolved because it goes down into the... Man, I wish the area map... I wish this version of the map was always the default. But, so there's a top of this room that's unresolved, and there's some spaces around here that we have yet to figure out. So let's do that. We're all good on this region, right? Yeah, I think we've seen everything there is to see down here. Okay, there's a little bit more compost, but I've been gathering compost as I've been just like running around, and I have 10 of them now, and I don't see a need to go out of our way at all for any compost at this point. So the best way to get up is just going to be, yeah, climb up this room. And I have a Moomin Bloom in our splicer, in case that matters. Well, we'll leave that for a moment here. What is this way? Yeah, this does not feel like a space I've ever been in before. We're far enough from when we were here originally that I don't really remember why. Well, that's an annoying place for an enemy. You know what I probably don't need is more food, honestly. This has got to be just like a compost map, right? Oh, interesting. It's a mycelium. I believe we are myceliumed all the way to the edges of the... Can I view my cortex screen from here? Yeah. I think literally everything is unlocked and myceliumed at this point, so I was really not expecting to see any more of those. Yeah, okay. I guess they don't make you get them all. Well, that's nice, I suppose. Obviously, there's a reward of like actually 0 value for us, but I may as well pick those up since we're down here. All right, what's this way? Well, that's a stasis pod we've never seen before. Oh, that's just a whole fallopian situation right there. I would have thought this area would be more involved in the birth. This guy's like, hey y'all, check it out. So that's like either that's a statue of Qualia, or that's like, it may be that Qualia's garb is indicative of a position. Like Qualia's like uterine police or something. The guardian of the uterus. Alright, this is going to loop around to that other entrance we've never come from. There's a lot of really complicated looking machinery in here. Okay, yeah, there were definitely more than one of them. The Chalice program is progressing according to schedule. When the demon awakens, a new world will be born, and all life will be indebted to the glory to Pyria. To the glory of Pyria, probably worse. Huh. Maybe we haven't been dealing with just one qualia this whole time. Hey. Well, this seems significant. What's this gonna do? Oh, that's actually, that would have been really useful if I had come over here and gotten that prior to, there we go. Yeah, if I'd come over here and gotten that prior to doing basically everything we need to do with the sprayer. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah. That would have been tremendously helpful. Okay, well, I think that's pretty much it. Except for these areas over here where we are told there's like a little bit of something we can't see. So let's cross to there and up and right. Okay. Yeah, I gotta say, I don't actually use the air dodge very much in combat or anything. And I sort of wish I didn't have it because there are a lot of timings with which you can press the dodge button, like as you're sort of like hitting the ground, and have it read as a dodge, have it read as a proper like ground roll. If you don't have the air dash upgrade, but if you do have the air dash upgrade, they instead read as a dramatic leap into the air. Would I be better off coming from the other side of this? I might be. Is that easy to do? Unfortunately, in this area, we didn't run the network all the way down here, and so we can't teleport around. I had to like walk distances. All right, let me see about depositing this over here on this. Can I just throw a second? Yeah, okay. We'll use the splicer to clear some of the orbs. Or, I mean, I guess I don't have to do it that way. I could, just dig the staccati seed out and replant it when we're on the other side. Yeah. Let's do that. And I'll take this, thank you. Let me go back and get my, well, you know what? We'll hold off on that. Although, actually, I may not need the help to climb up here. It turns out you could just jump. More mycelium we don't need. And that puts us very close to being done with this area, then. Okay, this is still legitimately unexplored. And there's this. Yeah, okay. Let's go have a look, and we'll just hold on to that staccati, I guess. If there's a moomin planted right there, why have I never... Gosh, there's an awful lot of this stuff around here. Oh, I was trying to do the down and jump, drop through the bloom. That is not how that works, apparently. Okay, so... Is the wall below us destructible? It feels like it might be. Well, if it is, it's only from the other side. Okay, so we gotta go around to the right. Maybe I should have wound the network through here. I'm sure, it would, you know, it would just be a bunch of, like, staccati tending. It's also, I had to say, not feeling like a very high priority. But this door is locked. Which means there is actually no way for me to enter this room to find out what it is that we're missing. So is this door. What? Do I have to fight? Hold on. We're going to try being friendly with this creature first, but maybe I have to kill this thing. Would you like some hex droop? I know it's like, it's a little more food than I usually give them, but holy hell, we have a lot of hex droop. Yep, that works. Okay. We just have to achieve cessation of hostilities. When we were in this area previously, I think we didn't always have access to the double jump. You know, there was a period where we weren't always extractored all the time. Okay. More mycelium. Rad. And I think with that, we may actually have explored every weird little undefined edge on the map, with the exception of that door you can't go through if you have a sword. And I think that I planted enough plants to make that resolvable. I guess there's edges of these like really tall rooms. Those probably don't, you know, those probably don't have anything in them. I was going to say those don't count. And then I was like, well, what am I, in what sense does any of this count? But you know what I mean. Those are probably not real unknown areas. Yeah, so as far as this goes, this door over here. There's a breakable wall there. I planted some Sprogan through it. There's a breakable wall here. I just, you know, let the staccati do what the staccati does. Yeah, I don't know exactly how, like, what would be the path? I did. So over here at Gardener's Place, there's that wall, like here. We had a Mushishi in the area, but it wasn't grown out enough to break the wall. So I fed it so that it would be, so that it would cover. So we can climb up here, come through here, ignore the sword, run through Gardener's area, and then there's breakable blocks here that we've removed the bottom of thanks to the Mushishi. We can just slide through. We know that. Provided we can slide without the sword. I think we can. So we run through here. There's no breakables or anything in this area. We have to get across there. Yeah, I think that... well, we would end up falling down here. I think that path is clear. I think we can actually do that. I don't know if we're going to get another cycle. I think there's some chance that the game is over the next time we go back to the... what do you call it? There's some chance that the game is over the next time we go back to the womb room, which I think is what we're doing now. I don't think there's any reason to do anything else. Some of this stuff's got to be breakable. We have to be able to go forward from here, right? Sorry, from all the way up there. That's important. How the hell do you progress around here? Yeah, and also sometimes when I think I'm going to slide forward, it just performs a backwards air dash for no reason. Like there, I guess on slopes. Sometimes it'll just do a weird thing. All right, this is a dead end. This is probably not what I want. Well, free seed in any case. I don't imagine there's any particular reason we need to leave that open. No, I wouldn't think so. Okay. So we need to cross to the top right. I don't think I want to go up. I think I want to just go to the right. Yeah. There's a boss encounter here that I guess we can just burn through real fast, or no, there's... Huh. Get out of my way, darkness. All right, let's see what happens. Such ominous tremors. Almost like the whole sarcophagus is falling apart. Yeah. You look determined, my friend. Are you entering the humidicrib? It gives me an eerie feeling. Are you sure you're prepared for what's in there? In any case, take these. Fruit always brings gardener comfort in stressful situations. Yeah. Good luck, my friend. Sure, a couple more pieces of fruit couldn't hurt. Gardeners, good people. I guess let's see what's up. The returner program's true function has been unlocked. Cool. I will fire it. Is that... Are we good? Did we want to do that? So I did get an achievement there that said, take the violent path toward awakening Ultros. which was not my intent. I mean, it was, we did do all the violence. We just also did, I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't ever 100% clear on what we were doing by connecting the Shamasal in the first place. Hey, Gardener. My friend. Don't worry, Gardener remembers. We have met before, yeah. The Wisps and Gardener took the liberty of returning your extractor to you, but we weren't sure if you still wanted your sword. We left it over there by the stasis chamber. Oh, and we repaired that, too. Yeah, appreciated. So what's the situation? Well, these gardens have grown and thrived through the strangest of times, so hey. And with the Shamasal gone, the winds humming in the trees is different. Gardener's mind feels open. It remembers the reason for coming here in the first place. Now the old stomping grounds of Trellis call for Gardener to return with all discoveries. Wisp friends have connected with this escape pod here and entwined the biomes to the tune of the cosmos. The pod can carry us both, my friend, home or wherever our souls yearn to go. Gardener is ready. When you feel done, enter the pod and we're off. Okay. So we have the ability to just leave. Well, alright. Hang out for a sec. I'll be right back. I just gotta go see something. I threw that wildling seed up there because I was like, well, I don't know if I want to awaken the network like down in this area, but maybe having the wildling seed grown through this surface would be useful. I think probably it's going to turn out is not the case. All right, so my sword's not there. Hey, Gardener. Yep, the story of this hill. Did you want to maybe go back over by the pod and just chill there? Yep. No, I got tools. I got tools and whatever. Don't you worry. It's like I'm not even 100% clear on, because we didn't see the text that says the cycle reset, right? Are we in a new cycle? I mean, in any case, I don't have a sword, right? I am currently operating swordless. Actually, I don't have any of my normal items, so it might behoove me to make sure I grab some things here as we're leaving the garden. Get up, but not through. There we go. Am I going the right way? Yeah, I want to drop down. So there was a gear door there that had to be defeated. This is not what I want. It is free Yog Yog, though. So yeah, what's going on in this room right now? Okay, so I still have the ability to interact with this. Maybe we should try doing that. Let me do the thing I came here to do first. So yeah, just bear across the top of this. Oh, look at this. There's a wall there now. I might be able to just go through this area and drop down. What is happening over here? The important thing is this wall needs to be... I'm a little concerned at how much wall there is there, but it might be one of those... It might be like the one wall in the garden where this Brogan has destroyed the bottom block. So yeah, it looks to me like we're gonna be stuck if we go... Well, no, if I go... Okay, drop down here, run through all this stuff. I can't tell. That looks like it might be a blocker. Let's try that first. So I feel like that was the path I was trying to set up. I just get turned around very easily. So it's up here. Then eventually there'll be a switchback. Oh, right. Yep. And she's like, this is how the loot system works in the game. Prime reward. Okay. Free river heart. Rad. Okay, here's a place where I grew leaves through a wall to prevent it from respawning. And then we got the Sprogan. Oh, there's a friend in the stuff there. That's right, I dropped this here because I needed room in my splicer. Well, I guess I'll just take it back now. Yeah, that got us through. The map just lied. The wall had not regrown there at all. Okay, cool. I think there's a chance that even if the wall had regrown there, going into super fast run mode with the Sprogan would have allowed us to burst through it. Virtue detected. I do love to have my virtue detected. Okay, we've proven worthy to enter. There's some kind of heart beating on a machine. Detailed control of the trimmer, the noble trimmer. In this mode, cut branches cannot regrow on their own. Okay, so it's just more plant sculpting stuff. Is that really... That does not feel... I don't know. To me, that does not feel sufficient for the difficulty of getting to that thing. But okay, so what happens if we go back to the womb room and we just hit R? I wonder if it's just like there was a way to reconnect the Shamasal without cracking their shit open. Maybe like connecting all of the plants around their... Oh. Little dude, you gotta be careful. Ow, also I have to be careful. Yeah, I wonder if like igniting all of the plants around them allows you to connect them without having to break the shell. Oh, right. That's actually a problem because the way you get out of that room normally is you drop down. And we can't operate the stasis pods, can we? Well... I could try firing the true returner and see if it just puts us back at the beginning of the cycle again. But I'm kind of curious. Can we... Okay, watch out for the thing. You know you put it over here. Yeah, I cannot operate them. Okay. All right, so we got to go back over, which is going to look like... I should probably go up in this room. Probably go up the slope at the very least. Wait, there was another river heart there. Okay. Ow, the bugs stole all my river hearts. It's fine. Alright, so the sword is permanently broken. Although it's still kind of making the slamming noises, which is weird. I guess with that being the case, I could fly to a lot of places. Because we have access to the Gigafall. There's an Augeus seed in that mess of plant life. Okay. I think we're... Yeah, we're back where we need to be. Oh, pressing R just puts your extractor back in the... Oh no, okay, it does cause you to get absorbed. The beings whisper of dreams not yet realized, and their flutter pulsates with faith throughout the humidicrib. Everything is waiting for us. I feel it. Well, I mean, it looks healthier in here than it did before. And I've got the network, so we'll just... It's still goopy, but I guess a birth is gonna be goopy. But it looks less angry now. Once diverged. Now gently intertwined. Stirring the unborn potential as we tremble. Well, good luck, universe. Okay. It did rather seem like the ship just disappeared there with nothing left in its place. I like the sort of poetic narration in the credits. Yeah, this is a really charming credit sequence. So by staying on the ship and keeping Gardner on the ship during the birth, I mean, it sort of seemed like I was important in the birth. There was definitely some application of my matter. So by escaping, do we prevent the birth from occurring? I kind of like the fact that we only have the word of the people who were working on this project to bring the thing into being, and we don't really see anything tremendously obviously comprehensible about like what it means for the universe afterward. It leaves you to draw your own conclusions a lot about the nature of the thing you've just done. Which I think is a pretty fair, like when you're involved in a large, complicated undertaking, hell, even just like the making of a video game, to some extent that's what you're doing, right? You're just like, you're putting in all this effort and it's going to be something at the end and you'll know what that is when it's done. Obviously, it's somewhat less true with a video game than with a birth. But, you know, these are... my point is it's a difference of magnitude, not a difference of kind. Pretty considerable magnitude, though. So obviously I don't speak whatever language that is. It could have been Finnish or Swedish or something. Huh. Is 4005 the number of times I took damage, or like the amount of damage I took? Or the important thing is I got hit a lot. I think that's the most important thing to take away from all this. Yeah, that was really, man, it's hard to like, part of what I love about it is the ambiguities. And it's hard to talk about that in a way that's anything other than me saying I loved the ambiguities that it presents. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff going on here that's less ambiguous, but like, all right, hold on. Are we allowed to just like load back into the save? I do want to jump in the ship with Gardner and see what that looks like. But yeah, I'm really blown away by this. I was maybe not fully on board right at the beginning. Just okay, just go through the thing and don't press anything, right? Just because it doesn't always feel like as crisp moving around and doing stuff. The combat's a little bit weird. Compared to like other Metroidvania type games where you often have like the crispness of the controls and stuff is a big focus. Although I will say, maybe not at first, because it turns out that what the deal is with this game is you gotta unlock some moves, you gotta learn how your attacks string together and stuff. It feels a lot better once you are better at it. And I know that's going to be true with every game, but I feel like it's maybe more true with this game than with a lot of games. How do I get... Am I going to be able to... Oh, that's right. I don't want to go out the bottom of the... Shoot. I don't want to go out the bottom of the sarcophagus room. What I used to think was the uterus room until we found the... Well, that area where we found the big floating... I don't know what you call it, like that, because it's not just the uterus, right? It's the whole tubes and everything, the whole assembly, which doesn't feel like the right word. How do you climb? Can you climb up in here? Camera, please cooperate a little bit. You can cross the top with the platforms, but yeah, I don't actually know how to get back out the top. We can probably just hit the true returner, right? Send me back to my pal Gardner. Anyway, my point was that could have just been a display and not like, the actual functional bits of the ship on account of the fact that that's the temple. I was saying something else, and I don't... Listen, I think the game's really beautiful. I think there's a lot to recommend it, and I think... I was saying that it didn't feel great at first, but as the systems open up, I, really fell in love with this. All right, I'm good. I'm here. I'm awake. Gardner, my man. Let's get the hell out of here. Yep, Gardner remembers. We met before. Your sword's over there. Yeah, I think that's probably where it belongs. I'm just going to leave it here. If we run into trouble on the road, I'll kick it to death. Alright. The old stomping grounds of Trellis. Let's party. My friend, you have done everything you could here. There's no shame in leaving things behind. It's just how we make room for new journeys. Yeah. Yeah. It does feel bad. It does feel really bad. There'll be something very important unfinished here, but maybe you don't want to take the responsibility. Maybe you can't square not being able to tell what the outcome will be with the effort, right? So you leave and the thing just never gets done without you? But theoretically, the cycle's not repeating anymore, so... I wonder what that's like for Qualia. I like how non-judgmental it feels. Maybe you couldn't, like I say, maybe you couldn't square the danger of the outcome with the uncertainty. Maybe you just really fell in love with Gardner and this whole learning to bring a thing back to life, learning to like cultivate this whole ship has convinced you that whatever's up with Gardner is the life with Gardner is the life for you. And neither of those endings, I think, we should say is any better or worse than the other. Although obviously this is a lot less grand. I think probably the developers have a feeling on which ending is better than the other. This is the thing that kind of bothers me in the way people talk about video games, where like, I will never forget at the end of my Disco Elysium Let's Play, you know, we had an ending. We had an ending that was appropriate for the character we played, the decisions that we made, the way we treated people, right? It was the ending for that character. And somebody came along in the comments and said, you know, hey, it was fun watching you play the game. It's a shame you got the second worst ending. And like that has lived in my head ever since. I've never quite been able to banish it. Like looking at the outcome of a story, the only outcome of a story, right? Again, for that character, that's how things go. And ranking it against the other endings, and like this is just an element of the way we talk about video games, right? There's a best ending, a true ending. If you ever try to look up the endings of a game with multiple endings on YouTube, this is always how they'll be expressed, right? The best ending is the true ending. That's the term that's used all the time. And all of the other endings are bad to the degree that they diverge from the quote unquote true, like what people assume to be the canon path, but the canon path is picked based on like basically how well things turn out in an abstract sense, not how appropriate the way they turn out is for the story or for the characters or for the themes of the work. I don't know. As you can imagine, I had some real problems with the way people talked about Signalis. But yeah, this is less grandiose in its production for sure. Although, you know, like we were seeing a lot of like fancy art and stuff in the other ending, but it was the art that we saw when we connected the Shamasal in the first place. So it's not like it was a bunch of unique art or you know stuff we'd never seen before. So I still say that this, I don't feel judgment here, and I really wish that we could get to that place in general, the video game community, when we talk about endings, or at least if we're going to judge them on their appropriateness for the themes, and you know, judge them the way that endings are judged a little bit more in other media. Anyway, that was Ultros. Two different ways for the story to end. I have to say, like, as far as the version of the character we were playing, right? Like, your character is a little bit of a cipher. Obviously, like, the truest narrative of any video game is the stuff that happens in the actual gameplay. If you got a bunch of cutscenes and whatever, like, that stuff is... the value of that stuff to who the characters are and what the game is about really pales in comparison to anything that you're doing when it's actually your hands making stuff happen. So in that sense, like, who is our character and which of those endings was most appropriate to the story we were telling? I think maybe it's the birth ending. Like, we spent a lot of time, I guess it's a little bit skewed because I spent a lot of time off camera, and you could see from the total playtime on the file at the end there, I spent a lot of time off camera tending plants and stuff and weaving the network around, and you could say that biases you toward the Gardner ending, or you could say it biases you toward the birth ending because of the reason that you're doing it. And I really do think that it was the purpose of it that was the driving factor. There's a beauty and a joy to the actual work, the moment to moment of the work, but I was doing it for what it would do, not just to do it. There was very little zen in my gardening. And like, I think particularly if you think about like the way the ending of the fight with the higher Sugiyov hit me, that feels right. I think for this character, the only ending that makes sense is the birth ending. Which means we are hurled forth into the unknown, hoping that the thing we did was a thing worth doing ultimately in some way. And that's the end of Ultros. That's fucking beautiful. I really, really loved this game. I hope that some of y'all liked it too. At least liked. I hope that this, showed the game to some people who would otherwise not have seen it, as is always my intent and hope. And thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, new stuff. We get some new stuff lined up, new things in the slot, and we'll see you then.